Happy color.
Yeah.
Jason, I was going to ask you about Tony Brown. I know you close with a lot of officials now that he passed away yesterday.
Yeah, so sad. Our prayers go out to his family. What an incredible guy. No matter how you look at him as a referee, but just a great human being. He'll be missed. It's funny. I got a chance to talk to him. Daryl Armstrong called FaceTime him while we were at the Notre Dame game, and his spirits. He was in good spirits, and we were joking with him. And that was the last time I got to talk to him and see him, and so it just shows how life can be fragile. And so, again, our prayers go out to his family.
I was going to ask you also about Mutombo. I know you played with him in New Jersey. He got diagnosed with the brain tumor.
Yeah, I hope the treatments go well. Again, we're praying for a speedy recovery and that things go well for him.
Jason, you mentioned before the last game that you've thrown a lot at guys like Christian Wood and you guys defensively, as far as the schemes and stuff. After seeing one game in action, how do you feel like they're picking up as far as the new guys?
Yeah, the new guys, Seawood is doing great. Again, at the first game, we got to watch a little film here and see the mistakes that we made. And so not just the new guys didn't make all the mistakes. It was a team effort in our transition game. We have to do better in being able to declare the ball. Again, Phoenix took advantage of that with our transition defense not being up to par. And then rebounding the ball, they're late. They won every 50-50 ball. So that's what we actually take pride in, of winning the 50-50 balls. And we came up short in that fourth quarter. So we have to improve there. But Seawood and the guys that are new, Capazzo, those guys are doing great. Game one, there's going to be some mistakes. We'll learn from it, and hopefully we can be better tomorrow.
What did you tell Christian Wood after his stellar performance the other night?
Yeah, I thought he did great. Yeah, he let the game come to him, and he was Seawood. Again, we're asking him to do a lot, not just on the offensive end, but the defensive end. Again, knocking down the threes to keep us going there in that third, that was big for us. And then when you look at defensively, I thought he did a really good job.
Without revealing any game plans, how do you contain a guy like Ja Morant?
Yeah, he's special. Ja puts a lot of pressure on your defense. In understanding, you got to take care of the ball or they're going to score. They're one of the fastest teams in the league. And again, all eyes will be on him. We got to figure out how to slow him down. But again, he's an all-star. He's talked about winning MVP. He has a really good team. He has a great coach over there. So, again, we got to try to make it tough on him.
What were your thoughts when he came out and said that he has one of his individual goals to win MVP?
Yeah, he has the ability and the team to do that. It's about winning, and he's all about winning. When you see someone like that win Most Improved, and he felt his teammates should have gotten that award, that's who Ja is. It's about team. It's about winning. And if his team is in a position like they were last year, he'll be in that conversation for MVP.
When you look at guys like him and Luka, two guys who kind of have the same job description in running a team, is it kind of interesting that they go about it in such different ways?
Yeah, I think the one way they go about it is that it's all about winning. And so the best players in this league are about winning. Ja's about winning, making plays, not just offensively, but we've seen the highlights of coming up with steals or block shots, and so he can do it defensively too. So, just understanding that Ja's one that wants to win and is going to do whatever it takes to help his team win.
Jason,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. We talked, I guess, before the game on Wednesday about experimenting with different rotations and combinations and the closing lineup. How do you decide which combination to go with first? How do you just kind of pick a starting point, if you will?
Yeah, I think you go with the ones who've been through it. Game 1, Game 5 could be different, but as a staff, we'll talk about it well before the game of who we're going to end with, down the stretch, close. or blowout. So we have two groups that, if there's a blowout, that will finish the game, and then if it's a close game, who we're going to go with the last 3 minutes, the last 6 minutes. And so we've already scripted that. There's always change of who's going and who's not going, in the sense of who's shooting the ball well, or who has the hot hand, but also who's participating on the defensive end too. And so you can always know if the game is tight, 77 will be in the game, and then you work the other 4 around them.
And those two groups, is one more defensive minded or more offensive, or is it a mix?
You can look at it both ways. It could be an offensive group as long as you can get the subs in to play defense. But we feel that we have a group that can play defense and offense. When you look at that group that ended the game with Maxey out there, being able to space the floor and knock down shots, and then being one of our best defenders on the floor. And then looking at Seawood here as we go forward, having Seawood, be able to finish games too.
Dwight Powell played in all 100 games last year. He didn't play the other night. Was it one of those situations where the players in front of him were playing well? Yeah,
you look at the depth chart, the roster. It's big, heavy. So he just has to be patient. He's a pro, and he'll get his opportunity.
To go off of the closing lineups too, when you're experimenting, do you try and, like every game, try and get different data points on different combinations, or do you approach it more of like giving stretches, like, if you will, of?
Yeah, we'll look at a 10-game stretch maybe.
Okay.
You can't do 2 games and then figure like that's the way we're going to roll. I don't think you get enough data. So we'll look at trying to look at multiple games, if we can get to 5 to 10, to be able to look at who's had success combination-wise. Again, I thought the group who finished had a great defensive stand. Lee makes a tough shot. And then the group that was in offensively, because we didn't have a timeout, understood exactly what we had to do. We just didn't give the right space in there at the end.
Do you coach rotations? Do they tend to be more scripted early in the season and more coached by feel later in the season once you have a field?
They're scripted throughout the year.
Yeah.
And so the things are already planned out. It's just the feel comes in of who's going, what matchups are helping or hurting us, and so we'll make that adjustment as we go.
Are they scripted for situations like foul trouble? For example, Spencer in the third quarter.
Foul trouble is the fluid. Like, you have to make the adjustment. When you look at foul trouble, is always something injury. Someone struggling that you need to get out a little bit sooner than normal. Those are all on the table as you watch the game.
Any chance the scripted rotation has 15 players in it for the home game tomorrow?
Yeah, we don't know about that. We haven't had a chance to talk about that, so I don't think that's going to happen tomorrow.
Besides Ja, who among some other Grizzlies that's a concern for you tomorrow?
Their whole team, they play hard. You look at Bain and what he's done. They're doing this without Jackson and Brooks in the lineup. Brooks could be back tonight or for tomorrow. So Taylor is one of the best coaches in this league. And you look at their group, they play hard for one another. They play as a team, and that's dangerous. As much as you talk about Ja, they got other guys that can hurt you.
Jason, is there a emphasis from the league this year about delay of game? Luka's got caught a couple of times throwing the ball.
Yeah, it's something that the league has talked about. It's a judgment call, I suppose, by the referees. And so Luka's been called a couple of times here, and so we just have to make that adjustment.
Did the league rescind his tech because he said he was just passing the ball to the referee?
Yeah, that you would have to ask management. I don't know if they rescinded it or not.
Kind of a broad question for you. The Rangers just hired a new manager, Coach Bochy, today for
Yes.
the Giants.
Yep.
How would you describe being a pro coach in Dallas compared to the other places that you've done? Different sport, but leading an organization in this city and so.
Yeah, I think I think Texas has a great manager in Bruce. I think when you look at being a coach here, they expect winning, but they also like to see people be held accountable but have fun. And so you look at the Cowboys and Rangers, and here with the Mavs, it's about winning, but it's about being able to have fun. And when you look at what the Cowboys have done this season. Everyone's enjoying watching them play. But it's about team, and I think the Rangers have that as they build a contender.
Speaking of the Cowboys, how you think Dak's going to do Sunday's first game back?
I hope he does great. I know that they're happy to have him back, but it just shows the depth of the Cowboys being there, have their backup step in and hold it down until Dak got back. So I'm excited to see Dak play. They got both sides of the ball is very, very good when you look at their defense, and then now getting Dak back, that helps them.
Hey, Jason, you're bringing back
anything
the
else about any other sport?
non-football, non-baseball.
They're good.
Right.
You're bringing back the J Kid for the WIN program.
Yeah.
The donations. Just talk about how important it is for you to give back to the community.
Yeah, I think we started that last year, and the team took off. We raised a lot of money for the community, and so we look forward to doing it again and raising a lot of money. We should have had one the other night, but we have the opportunity tomorrow to get a W. But it's always good to be able to help the community here in Dallas.
It's just a home win, though, isn't it?
You wanted all the wins. Last year you wanted me to go back for all the wins we had.
Oh, yeah, that is true. My bad.
He's good at spending money.
Spending other people's money.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. Oh, now you forgot.
I'm surprised you remember that.
I don't forget.